Hello everyone, welcome to yet another Steam match. My name is Karond. This tournament is organized by Marcus Kane. It's the Mordheim Summit tournament that you're watching, and that's match number 2. We're arriving a little bit late to this match, but nothing has really happened so far from what I can see. We are watching Deathmatch number 2 between Kittenpaw and Begginfokillz. Both players have lost their deciders match in their respective groups, Kittenpaw losing out to Slaver, finishing third in his group, while Begginfokillz just forfeited his match against Miniar, thereby ending up third in his group. So whoever goes through and wins here will end up in the round of 16, and whoever loses here is out of the tournament. We're watching this particular game from Kittenpaw's perspective, and we are hoping it will be a good game, probably two pretty even opponents here. That if you read the chat over here in the top right corner, you will see that that's actually false. Miniar did not defeat Begginfokillz here. Begginfokillz instead forfeited, so that match ended 1-0. I don't really know why he forfeited and then decided to play this game right away. Probably because Kittenpaw was more available or something. We will have to see. As you can see, Kittenpaw is bringing out Globadier here. Don't really know what happened with the picture. There we are, back again. Probably went alt tab on us without even knowing it. It's a problem we had with Slaver's recordings as well. Players not really being aware of how their actions affect any recording that we do. I apologize for the loud music ahead of time here. See if I can try and lower it a little bit. So Kittenpaw playing the Cult of the Possessed here. We'll see what he can do. He did beat out his first opponent here when he played, but the only two recordings we have of him so far he has lost, and he's been a little bit temperamental about it, so we can see if he has matured a bit here. Of course, he did have really bad luck against Slaver, ending up in an ambush. Ambushes are never fun to play. Even if you're winning the kind of game, it's always extremely one-sided, and we can understand why Kittenpaw was upset in that game, as he really wanted to win that game. Going for a little bit of protection here. We still haven't seen too much of what Begginfokillz is bringing. We see that there is a champion leader. No. But we have arrived pretty early in this game, and they're just on their first turn. Sneaking up to his position, we can see that Begginfokillz is playing the Mercenaries, and Mercenaries are typically having a sizable range department, and we don't see too much ranged here from Kittenpaw. So it makes sense that he wants to sneak up. Idol of Lust and Idol of Change being two spells available to this Doom Weaver. Idol of Change is a very popular spell to have for the Doom Weavers, and it's also one of the most powerful spells that they have available to them. While Idol of Lust, not so much, it's rarely used. We'll see if he has any specific plan with that, or if it's going to be used at all. We can see from the top left corner here that the morale is slightly in favor of Begginfokillz. Just waiting a little bit here to see what these two players can accomplish, and whenever we get a battle, it seems to be both players are actively seeking a fast battle here, which we appreciate. Very gathered here. If there is a warlock with fireball, that would be a perfect spot for Kittenpaw to land a fireball.
A new round has started.
Indeed, no 555 bans. That is one of the main disadvantages that a lot of people have in this tournament, and we are hoping to correct that. I'm gonna release some warband files, and by the time this video is uploaded, they will be there. These files are basically any single warband that you want, with all of the workshop factions at 5, and all of the runes and most of the books. So you can always take one of these and go forth and level them up and be at the same power level as most other players. If you don't have a warband that is up to that particular power, you're always going to feel that you are underpowered, and it's always very easy for other players to beat these kind of warbands. That's mostly what we see usually. Being a delay here, but we saw the warlock and we saw the Last Got Talent marksman, and they could probably go up here and shoot at least someone. So anyway, if you do not have a warband of that particular power, then you will be disadvantaged. And a lot of the players here, especially some of the veterans that we expect to go far, have disadvantage even in this tournament. Seeing that they have maxed out warbands and most players do not have that, so we can expect them to, these players, to go much further than anyone else. So it's not just about experience, it's also about basic mechanical power, and they have both of them in their corner, which means that they are usually going to win. And both Kittenpaw and Begginfokillz have felt that here, both of them having faced maxed out warbands. And we can only hope that for the next tournament, Mordheim Madness, that they will actually be bringing some of these warbands themselves, and then we might see a more even competitive environment. But on to the game. He really wants to get that White Devil Jr. Horrible name. Let's see if he has any movement left. Gonna try and sneak up here. He has to be careful with Marauder because if he hides him in a building somewhere, he could get locked down. There was this novice or this flagellant, they could just hold him in place. And if you lose out that a hero is gonna be stuck with a henchman for a few turns, even if it's like 3 to 4 turns, then that henchman has probably done his job, and the more powerful units can roam free and kill at their own leisure, like the warlock and the Last Got Talent marksman we saw here. That's probably not the best position to be in. That particular appearance comes from Kittenpaw actually having had worn a helmet when he got that Wordstone Horn mutation on him. And if you don't remove the helmet, it will look exactly like that. So it's not something that's extremely, well, it's something that is a little bit buggy, but it looks like that all the time. Although I'm pretty sure that if you, yes, you can be able to wear a helmet even though you're not allowed to with that mutation, as long as you don't change it out. But I think that after you've gone through a whole match, it will automatically be unequipped. But I'm not entirely sure, but I seem to remember that that's what happened to me at least. Kittenpaw making good use of the minimap here, checking out where the character exactly is. You see the icon and you see the yellow circle, and when it lights up, that's when it is on the yellow circle. Checking out a few stats here. He's not toggling between them, but he's hopefully at least looking at them, trying to pair up his units to his enemy. I don't really like that Marauder. I think that the Flagellant and the warrior here could probably lock that down if Begginfokillz is paying attention. Here we have Wolf, the mutant who died first thing he did before even moving against Slavier. He is a melee resistance tank, so hopefully he finds some unit that's worth locking down. That's definitely not one of those. That is a pretty poor thing for Wolf to get stuck with. And that surely helps to get him out of there quickly. A little bit lucky here, but that's what you need. You can't afford to stay here too long. And many people don't really like the Crusher mutation that we see in the right arm here, but because the secondary effect minus 15 or 20% poison resistance is not really that good, but it does also provide plus 8 critical hit chance, and that's a lot. Especially compared with Blood Offering, adding another plus 10, and the Mutant's ability. As soon as he picks up a Wordstone, he will have plus 5% critical hit chance for 2 turns as well. Toggle that together with having a decent accuracy from the start, and we can see that you can actually get a decent crit chance with the Crusher. Or Smasher, the left hand mutation, doing the same thing. Yeah, you're right to be worried about that Warlock. Warlocks can always do a lot of damage, and they are notoriously difficult to pin down. I don't see any Demon Souls or any Talismans is used so far, so we can expect this Warlock to do quite a bit of damage whenever he wants to. This will be a good choice, yes, to kill off that and make sure that Wolf is not tied down here. We might see the first kill to Kittenpaw. Yes, we do. Novice Isolde pairing is down. Making full use of a little bit of cover here. This particular predator should have a lot of options to shoot at. Going with the one with the least armor to do the most damage. Should be able to get 3 shots off here, one with Adrenaline Rush as well. Let's see if it picks up on that. I have to say, Begginfokillz have really exposed himself here. I hope he has a plan with that. Pretty nice here, having introspection. It's the same kind of build that I use for my archers, and the same build that Slavier has just started using as well. The player who beat Kittenpaw recently. Poor shots on the poor Flagellant. Probably has introspection available to him as well then. And go for a 3rd shot as well. Yes, he does. See what the objective is here. Obviously you need to get Weapon of Destruction onto your main melee guys, but you have put them a bit far away here. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to reach. I would probably go for Wolf and Doomweaver. instead of the Marauder, but just we'll see what he plans to do here. Bit unnecessary path here, it did cost him more blue pills than it had to do. Shades of Chaos works pretty well on that Let's Got Talent marksman. You probably want to target Wesley here. Bit undecisive. Let's see what he plans to do. He's gonna... he won't use his leftover red pills. Probably not want to risk a curse chance. Alright, how can Begginfokillz respond here? Pretty good choice. It seems that Wolf is always getting shot up. But we see that there are two Let's Got Talent marksmen for Begginfokillz. So a lot of ranged firepower here, together with the Warlock. Very good damage so far. Indeed it is. Let's Got Talent is awesome. I don't really like that. I don't know why he is killing his own Let's Got Talent marksman here. A pretty massive mistake by Begginfokillz, and that marksman can not disengage. So that's a death sentence, and it's just he really needs to do something to get back here, and I feel like, why would you do that? Why would you put that particular marksman right there? If he was out of movement, yeah, maybe. But if so, he wouldn't even have gone forward here and taken the shots. So that's unnecessary. I really can't get into why he would do this. Probably gonna envelop this marksman here, right? Yeah, making sure that this marksman is not gonna get away. And there we go, a 2-0 lead for Kittenpaw here, and it looks very grim for Begginfokillz, who is really begging for kills, quite literally here. He needs to do something. Feint is pretty good, it even takes effect even when it misses like this, but that doesn't deter this particular warrior. Don't know why you would use that. I guess if you are pretty sure that you're gonna be free from this warrior soon, then yes, it could be used. Alright. What is this leader gonna do? Another poor choice by Begginfokillz, I feel. Why are you going after the Dark Soul? You could probably go up and tie up Wolf instead. Debut a little bit further down. but instead he chooses to attack a heavy armor Dark Soul with what appears to be a hammer without the rune of perforation, so he doesn't do that much damage. And he doesn't have too great of a hit chance either. So I'm starting to wonder here if he has invested enough points into weapon skill. Or ballistic skill for that matter. We did see his Let's Go Talent marksman having a pretty low chance of hitting Wolf. And yes, 1000 Eyes gives plus 10% range resistance and the shield gives plus 20% more, but still should have had a greater chance here. Necessary. Fate applies for the next action, but if this particular flagellant does anything else, like uses a consumable or uses insult or something, then fate ceases to take effect. It only applies if he does an attack right when it's his turn. We'll see if he does that. Begginfokillz should be aware. We'll see if he has any options to prepare against it. And another Let's Go Talent marksman gonna get destroyed here. Unable to get away. Pretty poor moves by Begginfokillz. Probably not go for adrenaline rush and a third attack here. The Warlock should probably pour in damage on this particular Dark Soul Django in order to get this Let's Go Talent marksman free, so he can actually do something. He needs to do something here. And we see a combined effort here towards that particular Dark Soul. I think that, unlike the other Dark Soul attack here, I feel like this might be a decent choice, even though he doesn't do too much damage and apparently doesn't have too great of a hit chance here. At least he's trying to remove this Dark Soul so that his Let's Go Talent marksman can roam free. I feel like this was a pretty poor choice though. He doesn't have any healing available to him, so paying 60 wounds to do possibly 60 wounds back is not worth it.
A new round has started.
Let's see, you're under feint. Are you gonna do something or just attack? Good. That takes care of feint. Now he's used his 2 consumables for the match. It's rare that you see one-handed flagellants. Since they can't use shields, most people use two-handed weapons with them, and they are pretty good at that. And there is almost no reason to have one-handed flagellants, even when you're using adrenaline rush, like in this case, which was a pretty poor choice because you only have 50% chance to do around 30 damage. That means around 50 damage. That was what it was worth. Like 30 damage divided by 2, since the hit chance was half, and you take 30 damage from it. So he just hastened his own defeat here. Lots of these tiny little small mistakes by Begginfokillz. We try not to be too harsh on him. He did reach this stage, and if you're wondering, and I don't think I've actually explained this so far, the Deathmatch stage is a new invention by the tournament organizer Marcus Kane to allow third place finishers in each group to face each other for a chance to get to the round of 16. Since only the first and second individuals in each group go through to the round of 16, this is another chance for the third place people to get through. this looks like it could be pretty painful for a particular marksman here. Ah, didn't even see that. Good ambush by Begginfokillz, as his Dark Soul can't really disengage. He will be at a disadvantage, having to slug it out against this warrior here, and it could take a while, seeing as he only does around 30 damage to him. The good thing over here is the Slicer enchantment, that another faint Slicer enchantment that has a secondary poison effect which gives minus 9% melee resistance if you fail the poison test. And since it is an armitation, it will ignore parry, and most of these warriors tend to be equipped for Web of Steel, which is parry, and not so much for melee resistance or dodge. Alright, disengage to loot your Let's Go Talent Marksman, and disengage again. So now he didn't use a single attack. Yes, I don't really know what Begginfokillz is trying to accomplish here. I'm a little bit disappointed in this game so far. I would have hoped that he would at least try. And here we go. He doesn't have a staff on that warlock, so he might blow up here. Very lucky roll there by Kittenpaw, 3% success, and a bit of luck for Begginfokillz, 50% chance there to avoid a curse, and he did. Why aren't you using a staff? Why are you using a shield and spear? Or sword, as it might be. That is still with the striking distance. Alright, the Let's Go Talent Marksman here just quitted his turn for no reason, and once again we are wondering why. If he doesn't have a secondary weapon, at least he could go into a dodge stance. At least he could use a consumable that he has, if not on himself, on others. So we are still confused of what the objective is here by Begginfokillz. Pretty decent choice, but it was a big risk. Paid off. 24 damage for 30. And here we see Wolf getting free again. Not too great of a hit chance here. He might want to go through. Yes, yes, go for the warlock if you can. You can get through there. He seems to have clawed feet. Trying to edge past here, and he's succeeding. And you can probably reach the warlock. Yes, you can. I would think so, at least. Let's keep going straight, and then you can make a charge. No problem. And locking him as well. You should just go in for a regular attack and use Blood Offering here. Blood Offering regular even. He still has a decent chance for a critical hit here. As you can see, 7% chance will now be 12% chance. There we go. A little bit of luck, something could happen. Don't know why I'm going for feint. You could have used another attack instead. Poor choice by Kittenpaw. And he does realize that as well. Sometimes it's tricky because special attacks can come up first, and if you're too quick and too eager to press your attack, then you might use a special attack instead of a normal attack as you wanted to. But at least it wasn't deliberate. Mutants have pretty poor leadership skills, and having an all-alone check here could be pretty poor for this mutant if he fails it. I don't know if he has room to run, it doesn't seem like it. It just means that he will be losing all of his attacks instead. Where to aim? Still tormenting this poor flagellant. Gonna use Adrenaline Rush for third attack here. Yes, he is. Looking for another target, or much better choice here. But alright, all to free up is at the Dark Soul. More shots coming in, probably towards that flagellant as well then. Searching for that 79%, we are experiencing some difficulties. Let's see if it's gonna get back here. There we go. I will see that Cypher has managed to pull through one shot here, missing the second one. Gonna use Adrenaline Rush for a 65% chance to kill off this flagellant. And he succeeds, freeing up a Dark Soul to assault any other units that Begginfokillz have. And I would probably go to the left. You have so many characters here already, but alright. You could probably shoot Let's Go Talent Marksman from here. Failing the poison resistance test means he has 6% chance more to hit. There we go, from 69 to 75. Failing it again will be 81 now. Does he have any more? No, he doesn't. Also a good idea to have Exhaustion mastered here. It just helps you so much, it is such a cheap skill to use. Tiny little bit of healing comes with a consequence. Hopefully it's not -1 in red pill for that marauder. That's one of the 4 outcomes from Infused Glove. Probably gonna get another Dark Soul and the Marauder here with Weapon of Destruction to really hammer home the advantage here. And he seems to be doing just that. Should probably get Weapon of Destruction onto the Marauder. Alright, Shades of Chaos. It's not like he's doing too much damage anyway. Now you always run the risk of the Marauder not getting Weapon of Destruction since you're getting him last and you're targeting Wolf, but Wolf might die here from lightnings. So I don't really agree with this choice. What is the plan here? He's clearly leaving the Dark Soul to fend for himself, right? Yes, he is. That can only mean that he... Okay, he's thinking about it. Move back a little bit to... need to maximize your movement. Move towards the edge and cast a spell or... Okay, here we go. So he wants to support Wolf here, and he can do that if he uses an Idol of Change here. He could protect him from... and he seems to be doing exactly that. This could be a pretty good move. Trying to protect Wolf from the lightning. Also making all of his lightning spells cheaper as well if he wants to fire someone that isn't Wolf. And he realizes that and avoids that particular outcome. I wouldn't have casted that spell. I don't know why you're casting that spell. It's not that the Warlock is gonna do a melee attack here, despite his sword and shield. Remember that Wolf is a melee resistance character, and this is a Warlock who has a probably pretty lousy weapon skill. Should probably not even attack here, just go into a stance instead. Bit lucky here, parry roll failed, 60% chance. Let's go into a stance, let them attack into you instead. It's much better to... When you are outnumbered like this, you have no obligation to attack your enemy, especially when they are in stances like this. Just go into Web of Steel, use your red pills for defense. Probably gonna go up here and okay, that was a pretty poor route. Why are you going up there? You know that there's absolutely no space. You should have known that from the beginning. Are you going to follow the Doomweaver? You want to get to Wolf, we can see that, but you should have known that there is absolutely no way that you can get in there. And now you're just wasting movement. They must have a plan here. Ah, he has order. And he uses order on Really, I mean, the warrior must be able to do more damage than the warlock here. And if he has order, why didn't he use more than one order? Maybe he doesn't have battle tank and it costs him 2 to disengage, 4 to do the order, but why would he have mastered order without battle tank? That makes no sense to me. But that would have made him have only 3 red pills left, and yeah, we can see why. Probably not worth it, but alright. Did it pay off? I think there should be absolutely no discussion here about who's gonna win this game. It seems to be purely Kittenpaw, not really playing super well, but mostly Begginfokillz being exceptionally awful in this game. Putting all of his units in exposed positions, not really optimizing, not even using all of his red pills when they are available. Just all of these tiny little mistakes here that are really punishing him. But Kittenpaw is also playing to that. He's doing exactly what's needed to do. He's buffing up his units, he's attacking the right targets, he's trying to engage whatever threats he sees coming. And so it's not that he's doing it that badly here. Another a little bit lucky hit here, going past the parry roll, 59%. I really don't agree with the adrenaline rushing. I don't know why he is so focused on that. Now you just paid 60 more wounds here for what? What will you do? For one attack? Yeah, because you're on an exchange of chaos. So you paid 60 wounds for a 63% chance of doing 25 to 28 damage. That's really, really poor.
A new round has started.
I guess this is an experience thing, but I really don't get what Begginfokillz are trying to achieve here. He really needs to practice a bit more and then come back for the next tournament. Trying to use up all of his red pills, trying to optimize his units a little bit, trying to make them work as his coordinated force, and not trying to move people into exposed positions without support. Would have helped him quite a bit here. We still need 2 more kills on the Begginfokillz side before he has to take a round test. Unless he loses his leader. The leader will be worth 26 morale, and he needs to lose 23, and each hero is worth 22. Could also lose the flag. The wagon, it's relatively nearby, especially for the Ministers to go and pick up. Giving up on the Dark Soul here. What is the objective now? Go for the Magister, that's probably a good choice. bit too bad here for Begginfokillz. Alright. As long as you don't cast spells into Wolf, you should be fine, but that's exactly what you're doing. Don't you see the magic resistance? That's 21 right now, and you have a very big curse chance. Why, Begginfokillz? Why are you doing this to us? Yeah, that's very deserving. If you can't cast spells properly, you deserve to have your mind eaten. That's 2 turns of not being able to cast spells. That's gonna... No, it's even 5 turns, I believe. So he's probably gonna be dead now. One red pill left. Gonna use it for parry, I hope. Web of Steel. Ah, that could explain the shield, but it's a bit odd. Warlocks do have a pretty good agility score, and many of them do go for sidestep instead. We see here that Wolf has a pretty good all-alone score. Boosting himself with a talisman, making sure that he can't be targeted by spells, which is entirely a poor choice by Kittenpaw here, because there are no more spells to be cast against him for 5 more turns if you pay attention. But I don't know, he has a single consumable, he has no blue, he has no other. He has blue pills to spare to use it, so yeah, why not, I guess. But he's not really optimizing your resources, even though he doesn't need to. Still 12% chance to score a critical hit on this Warlock. He's almost dead. So is Wolf though, but his melee resistance may seem through this. There we can see the leadership at 10 for Wolf, which is the maximum that a mutant can get without a book of leadership or any equipment on his armor that increases it. Enchantment, not equipment. Good choice here, paving the way for his leader to get in there. Going for the Magister, I hope. He'll probably make a charge here. Should have 3 pills remaining. Could also go for the Globadier here. He's also very vulnerable, and yes, you want to kill him, but you will force him to disengage and do a bit of damage to him. As long as you don't charge one of the Dark Souls here, you should be fine. Pick a vulnerable target. Or don't pick a target, alright? Just feel that this particular warrior will be shot to death by all of these 3 units now. If he were in melee, he would have 30% more raised resistance, which would have helped him. He didn't need that for the first shot, but he is going to be shot up here. Only 290 HP, yeah, and having a little bit of bad luck here, 5% chance to score a critical, and now he's stunned, and that's gonna really hammer in his death. Remember that after Ingomar, Bernsteiner goes down here. Begginfokillz still needs to lose one more unit before it takes a route test. Probably see that right here with Fluffykins, another horrible name. Very few people seem to pick out, you know, names that are appropriate for the characters according to lore. At the very least, if you like, this is a pet peeve of mine, but why would you use silly names like these? At least use the regular names that the characters come with, like Ingemar Bernsteiner is much better than Fluffykins or Devil White Jr. A little bit more healing. And this should be the death of Ingemar Bernsteiner. There we go. One more kill necessary. Bit dangerous to still be that close. Remember that this champion here is in Overwatch stance. Oh, I mean ambush stance. Much more courteous this time. I did not want to, but okay. Use Weapon of Destruction before using Order. Would have been a good choice. I don't get it. Why not focus on killing off the champion instead? So if you didn't want to be in close combat, you would have done more damage with the staff. There we go. Route test is coming up for Begginfokillz. Didn't really need to use feint in that position. See if Herman Amarante here can succeed at the route test. It doesn't really matter. He's surrounded and won't be able to do anything to influence this battle. At least he could possibly kill off Wolf here, but realistically, I don't know if Begginfokillz is even gonna get a kill here. Remember that this Count Steiner will be suffering 60 more wounds when it's his turn. Alright, let's see if he succeeds, and he does! He does succeed at the round test, very good. That means that he has 76 divided by 4 is 19, so he has 19 leadership on this leader. Any kind of round test is always leadership times 4 for the leader, and if the leader is unavailable, take the hero with the biggest leadership score and the same thing. So it's not dependent on how many people you kill or anything like that. Why would you do that? You do more damage yourself using those pills. Pretty poor hit chance here. So yeah. Alright, so what are you gonna use? Why are you taking 3 more red pills for a 1% hit chance? So you're only... Yeah, I think that... He wasn't even running out of time. I think that Begginfokillz is intentionally trying to lose here. Using Adrenaline Rush Master to take even more damage while not even using red pills. So he just wants to hasten this, and he can. Just if he wants to hasten this, just press escape and pick voluntary route. As soon as you have made your first route test, you can always give up. More damage is coming to Count Steiner. You see 2 of the warriors here lying on the battlefield, having wasted their lives away for absolutely no gain at all. Feeling all alone testing, can't even do anything. Using the Adrenaline Rush, is gonna attack with anything with this. Or not. Yeah, trying to do a little bit of damage. That's all he does. Wasn't worth losing another 60 wounds, but at this point I think Begginfokillz is not aware that he can voluntarily round, and
A new round has
it's
started.
just focusing on losing this game. And if we want to be critical, sometimes you could see that he might even have had that mentality from the start here, putting out probably what is the worst display of competitiveness in Mordheim that we have seen so far from these matches here. Not just this tournament, but previous tournaments as well. I've not seen any enemy put up this little resistance. Not even Kittenpaw against Slavier, because these are ambushes and they are a little bit excused in that way. But this was more or less Arrivals in the Ruins and Visions of the Dread, but it's more or less what Arrivals in the Ruin. 76% chance, still up, still going to live on here for a short while. How is it still 76? Yes, that was why I was just explaining here, which is that it doesn't actually change no matter how many people you kill. It's always static. It's always the leadership of the leader, or the hero with the best leadership. So it's not changing no matter how many people you lose. Nice seeing Intimidate used for the first time in this tournament, and probably the only time in this tournament. gonna see another kill here. If he loses the leader here, then he can't make any more round tests. Ouch, that really hurt. Good use of feint for once. If he hadn't used feint there, he would actually have taken a bit more damage. So Wolf is nearly dead, but when he goes in defensive stance, we know that Herman Amarante here has a 1% hit chance, so it's not gonna do anything. And here comes the range department, which is surely gonna kill Begginfokillz off here. I think that he should send someone towards the wagon. It's relatively close here, and you can just go up there and force another route test. Yes, you have 76% chance of succeeding at that route test, but just forcing more and more and more. And if the morale ever reaches 0, you automatically lose the game. Although we see here, I don't think that's... Yeah, it's never gonna happen. If he loses the henchman and the wagon, that's still only 35, so he still has 2 morale left, so he's not gonna automatically lose. He needs to lose the leader here. Hopefully a high damage unit like this Grenadier here can help. A little bit of healing, a little bit more healing I suppose. Could use a poison cloud here. It's not like your wolf is in any great danger. A little bit of bad luck. So what could Begginfokillz have done differently? Well, first off, he should not have moved his Last Got Talent marksman so far up ahead without anyone there to help them out, especially not right next to corners or terrain where he could not disengage his charge. Second, his Warlock here could probably have used a staff to limit his ability to get cursed. Now he didn't get cursed too much in this game, which was mostly a bit very lucky, but you never know, and taking that risk was unnecessary. As well, it could have used the Warlock a little bit better. His first turn that he actually got to fire his lightning bolts, he used them pretty decently against the Marauder. But the second one he used against the really high medic resistance of 71 Wolf, and that was very unnecessary and pretty poor choice here since he had line of sight to other units. He could also have used the Warlock earlier than this, but he decided to be away with him in yeah, probably just trying to hide him from any kind of line of sight. Which went against the whole reason why he had that to begin with. So what else could he have done? If he had kept the Warlock to Last Got Talent marksman, I think this would have been a very different game. He could have forced Kittenpaw to engage early, and could probably lock down a few of the Kittenpaw's units, like the Marauder at the end or Wolf at the south. who both went into positions when they couldn't disengage from. Could have been tied down better. Besides that, not too much. I think he should just adapt a little bit to his playstyle, be aware of when he should use Adrenaline Rush and when he should not, when it's actually going to pay off. And in general, just rebuild some of his units and come back for the next tournament. Kittenpaw, meanwhile, played a sort of solid game. He moved his units up, he attacked some stuff, and he buffed them and so forth. He did pretty much what any other normal player would do. Nothing fancy, nothing special, no clever tactics here, just moving up and straight out kill Begginfokillz. We'll see Kittenpaw in the round of 16. We don't really know who he will be facing just yet, but we wish him good luck. He's gonna have a really tough game most likely. He's gonna go up against someone who finished first in their group, so he will not be a favorite to go through by a long shot. But who knows? Stranger things have happened. If he gets an ambush, he could definitely win. He has hopefully learned from his ambush against Slavier that putting up a little bit of initiative and hoping to surprise his opponent that way will give him a free, easy victory. Can't disengage anymore here, but it doesn't matter. As soon as it's that warrior's turn, the game has ended, because he can't make any more round tests. So just end the turn, please. We'll see what happens. And here we go, right? Congrats to Kittenpaw winning his deathmatch, and we hope to see you for the next tournament, Begginfokillz.
A new round has started.
My name was Karond, and we will see you for another Steam match here, and we hope that it will be more exciting than this no doubt 10-0 victory is going to be. Or was, I mean. And there we go! Match is won, and that's it. Looking forward to the next game, and see you then.